Getting back to running. Is now the time to get back to running? But before you dust off those old trainers and set off on your first run, you should consider a couple of things. Firstly, what are your training goals? Secondly, how are you going to achieve those goals? Okay, so let's start with the first point. What are your goals? This might seem like a strange question at first. Many people simply lace up their trainers and go running. Sure, this type of running training can work at first, but quickly you will become bored or demotivated. Think about it. If you are running without a goal in mind, what will motivate you to get out and go running on days where you are less keen to do so? So before you head out for a quick lap of the block, you should sit down and jot down a couple of goals you want to achieve from your running. These goals will inspire you, but they will also influence the type of running training you complete. For example, if your goal is to get faster, why would you go out for a 10-kilometer run? On the flip side, if your goal is to run a marathon, you will gain very little from doing shuttle runs in the park. Once you have identified your goals, write them down somewhere in your home where you will see them often. These goals will act as your reminder, motivator, and drive to get out and get running. Now that you have identified your goals, consider how you plan on achieving these goals. Going back to the example of marathon training, consider how often you are planning to train each week, what that training might entail, and plan that around the date of the event. If the marathon you are targeting is a long way away, you will have plenty of time to progressively build up your stamina and strength. If the marathon is in a month or so, you may need to solely focus on your cardiovascular fitness in your training. Likewise, if you are training for a sprint race in the distant future, you can implement different training routines to improve your start time, the middle phase of your race, and your finish. Alternatively, if your race is just around the corner, you may need to focus on one specific aspect of your race and look to make gains there. Now that you have your running goals in mind and your training plan, all that's left to do is head out there and get to work. Hopefully you achieve your goals, but remember that the process is more important than the outcome. If all you end up with are some excellent new training and running habits, you should count that as a win.